One thing I always get made fun of by my best buddy, anytime we drive by a body of water, my head's already turned. I'm looking for fish rising or fishing potential.
Jimmy's always ready to go just because he's fishing, you know, if he's not fishing the Sierras, he's fishing a cloudy bass pond over in, you know, Riverside or somewhere in the Inland Empire.
I think that's a healthy addiction. One of my first memories that I've had as far as fishing was a lake called Navajo Lake in Utah. And I just remember a picture of me holding a trout. I really don't remember fishing it much, but I do remember going out in a boat and half my dad's rod ended up in the lake. That's really all I remember from that one. Fly fishing became more of a hobby for me once I got into better water, better fishing, like when I really got into trout fishing, going after wild trout. Not only that, then I got into bass fishing, just getting into ocean fishing. Like every time you find a new target, it's like a whole nother addiction, but they're healthy addictions.
Watch me fall apart.
Fly fishing has definitely taught me a lot about nature, mainly to pay attention to it, like seeing how the weather affects things, how bugs affects things, like the sun, like the moon cycles. I don't get that far into it, but that happens.
Oh, show me hard. Come on, love. Watch me fall apart. Watch me fall apart.
So right now I'm switching up tactics. Instead of fishing topwater, I'm gonna start nymphing, putting a couple flies under an indicator and just fishing under the banks. It's definitely a productive way of getting under. Right now I'm adding tippet on to where I can put one fly on the end of this and a second fly off. Yeah, hopefully the wind doesn't get too bad. That's one thing that sucks about nymphing in the wind, especially two flies. If you mess up on your back cast, it'll tangle your stuff up so bad, and then you're sitting out here for a while trying to untie your stuff.
Early on, I know I fished lakes with my uncles when we went camping, but my buddy Greg really inspired me to get into fly fishing. He constantly, not hounded me, but he really wanted me to try it because he knew that I'd love to do it. I grew up just casting rooster tails, easy spinning reel stuff, but he took me up to Mammoth, got me in a float tube, and ended up getting my first couple fish on a fly rod, and I was hooked after that.
Oh, Jimmy's stubborn on any fishing trip. I give him a lot of crap for it, but something that is a total Jimmy move is he gets set in his ways with how he likes to fish or what he's tying on. And it goes back and forth every trip. Sometimes I'm catching all the fish, other times he's catching all the fish. Sure, there's other trips where we're both just killing it. But the trips where I'm catching a lot more fish than him or bigger fish than him, I'll look over and I'll be like, dude, you know, I'm nymphing right now. Put a nymph rig on. And he's over there casting a big articulated streamer, or, you know, he loves hucking meat. But that's one thing that Jimmy, he sticks to his guns. He doesn't care if people are telling him what to do. He just kind of rolls it off his shoulder, and he does what he likes to do, which is a total Jimmy thing. But that's one thing that's funny about him. He won't change it up until like day 3, where he's like, all right, I'll throw on the nymph.
So we use a lot of jig hooks, which it allows when the line's straight up and down, it pulls the hook straight up, so you can bounce the bottom without snagging everything. Yeah, you'll get snagged a little bit, but for the most part, it's riding hook up.
When I'm out fly fishing, my mental state is pretty calm. Like, obviously I'm hunting for fish, I'm working for it, but even if I'm not getting into anything, I'm calm, walking the water. Yeah, it's peaceful to me.
Check that honker out. Look at that, Mac Daddy. Good? Right when I said, it's been slow today. What? Freaking launch that fish out of the water.
It took me a little while to figure out the waters that I was fishing, but once that all clicked and I figured out the timing, the flies, like what depth to fish the flies, and finally getting a good fish to eat, that was one of the best feelings ever.
Not a monster, but I'll take it. So this one's a wild one. You can tell by this little fin right here. That's how you know it's not a hatchery fish.
I have people that'll be kind of shocked when I come home with no fish or no birds, and they're always wondering how I can keep going out constantly, going after these things and coming home empty-handed. It's not really, like, obviously it's the reward of catching or getting something on a hunt, but it's the pursuit you're chasing, like you're constantly being outdoors, and that's what I love.
So today, fished pretty well. Got a bunch of eats, but lost fish. So not bad, still caught fish. And then heading to camp, and then tomorrow heading to a creek. Hopefully that's gonna be way better, but we'll see. It's fishing.
Meet me there. Bundles of flowers away through the hours of cold. Winter shall howl at the walls, tearing down doors of time. Shelter.
My truck is mainly my vessel for getting outdoors. I use it for quail hunting, duck hunting, fishing, camping, pretty much any means to get outside. It allows me to get away from people, the big crowds. It just puts me out in a quiet place. Self-reliance is definitely very important when I'm out in nature, because if I can't take care of myself out here, I'm in trouble.
Man, I almost had to shoot a rat last night. I had a rat jump in my bed last night and land on my feet. It looked like Remy from the, what was it, Pixar movie? Thing ran in behind my head on my pillow and I was dancing around in my shell. And then it just ran and jumped out. Scared the crap out of me. But yeah, last night I had to sleep all night curled up in a ball with everything shut because I couldn't even sleep. But yeah, that's never happened out here.
So right now we're just exploring on the way to a fishing spot, looking for campsites. I usually have a set spot that I always camp at, but the mosquitoes were really bad this trip. So right now we're just exploring the hills, finding cool spots for tonight. And yeah, I always kind of find random spots. Might be more exciting than the other.
When I was younger, I should have known better, and I can't feel no remorse when you don't feel nothing back.
First thing for me when I get out to the water is I'm already hunting. Like, I'm looking for fish, but it's calming for me. Like, I'm just reading the water, seeing watching the birds, seeing what they're going after, watching bugs coming up, and just walking miles of water.
Can't see past my blindness. Oh, Ophelia, you've been on my mind, girl, since the flood. Oh, Ophelia, heaven help a fool who falls in love. I got a little paycheck, you got big plans.
When I'm fishing, there's definitely an escape element. Not that I want to escape my life, but it takes me out away from everything where I can just kind of reboot and focus on just the fishing. And that's another just super healthy thing for my mind.
Ooh, did you see that one?
Anybody's first time out can be frustrating with the wind and getting knots or snagging a fly and losing your fly, constantly having to tie stuff on. It took a few years of me, pushing Jimmy to get out and fish, and we were still rock climbing and still doing stuff like that. And he'd go fishing with me, but he would do like traditional or conventional fishing with like rooster tails and spinners and that kind of stuff. And I was always giving him a hard time, saying like, when are you gonna actually fish, dude? None of this conventional cast and reel stuff.
Heaven help a fool who falls in love.
Fly fishing compared to conventional fishing, I would say it feels more connected to the nature of it all. You're throwing flies that mimic bugs hatching off the bottom of the water and working through their cycle, hatching out as flies. And then you got bait fish patterns where you're throwing streamers that look like forage that they're actually eating. So you're kind of a live connection to the fish.
So today these are the boxes that I'm bringing out to the river. So first we got little dry flies. They hatch out all the time and they can be really fun when it's going off. And then today I'm using terrestrials. So these will imitate hoppers, ants,
big bugs that fall in the water. And then the other ones, if I feel like throwing them today, these are streamers. So these all imitate bait fish patterns. Like you got a rainbow trout, so fish will definitely eat their own. You got mice, those are fun in the evening. And then you got stuff like this where it'll imitate a leech in the water. And yeah, you got subsurface flies, top flies, and then there's nymphs, but I don't have those with me right now.
Fly fishing has definitely taught me about patience. It's really hard to be patient because a lot of times you'll screw up on like the opportunity of a lifetime to catch a fish, and because you're not patient, you're casting too fast and you'll hook a blade of grass or a tree behind your head. So trying to slow yourself down is definitely a big one. One thing specifically that keeps me coming back to fishing is whenever I lose a big fish. That'll haunt me for weeks, months. I've had fish that have haunted me for years now, and I just keep going back to the same waters trying to find them.
Nice, dude. Finally. That fish that I just caught was 2 days of work. Yesterday, hardly even had a bite. Today, we've been on the water for probably 2-3 hours, just trying to find a shadow moving. Just found a hole with 3 browns in it and pulled one of them out of it. Yeah, patience is definitely key when the days are slow. You just gotta keep on pushing.
One final thing I'd like to say, about Jimmy as a fisherman is he can fish for days and days with no one nearby and be totally stoked. He doesn't have to cater to the idea of having, someone there. He's the kind of guy that's like one with nature as far as, being able to sleep out, 20 miles out in the middle of nowhere from the nearest anything. I will say, Jimmy's the kind of person that never delayed on the idea of just throwing his stuff in the truck and going on a trip.
I catch myself here and there thinking about how as soon as I head home on a trip, I want to be back out there. Like, I constantly want to be outside in nature, not in the cities and whatnot.
When there's nowhere else to run, is there room for one more sun?
Anytime I'm outdoors, whether it's fishing, hunting, camping, it's definitely spiritual. Like, I'm blessed to be able to leave work on a Friday and go disappear into the wilderness. Not a lot of people are able to do that, so I definitely have a strong appreciation for it.
I wanna stand up, I wanna let go. You know, no, you don't. I wanna shine on in the hearts of men. I wanna meet it from the back of
Yes.
another age, another heart.
Sick, dude.
So much older than I can take. In my
Dude. Fucking tits, dude. That's a beautiful fish. You gotta keep it. It's a big one, dude. It's a monster. Monster, dude. Good. High five, dude. Yeah!
Like a huge one.
Yeah! So sick. High five. I'm switching up.